So I am recording. Let me change it to that. Okay. How's Botfolio done the last couple weeks? It's in a drawdown phase right now. All normal, but it's definitely in a drawdown phase. We can go over all the stats tonight, though. More info, Frank. Let's post some info for you here. Okay. My internet's a little slow right now, I think. Yeah, Botfolio is in a drawdown right now. Remember, the max drawdown we've ever seen, max real drawdown, is 20%. Hypothetical drawdown, which is basically a drawdown that is stress tested, and it's never actually happened. It's just like thousands of variations that are stress tested to see what's the worst possible outcome if everything were to be bad at once. That's at 40% right around. But the most we've ever seen actually is 20. So I'm going to post a link in here for you, Frank, for more info. You guys can all open this link, okay? What is this? This is Botfolio that you're looking at on the screen here. So I posted a link there just to Claude AI, and that shows you kind of just the basics of Botfolio, the returns that it's seen, okay? So definitely look through that. Yeah, it's a Monte Carlo Trifid. So yeah, for the 40% is hypothetical stress tested through hundreds or thousands of stress tested simulations. So that's like literally the worst case scenario if everything were to time up and go bad all at once. But the most we've ever seen with the actual data is 20%, right around. It's not going to be like pinpoint 20 perfect, but right around 20%. So but we will be able to show the matching of positions here in a few minutes if we have to match. So right here is exactly the server that you guys will be seeing and receiving, hopefully, when you purchase or get accepted from the waitlist. So we have the server set up here. This is exactly what it will be. This is production, pretty much. So how's everyone doing tonight, though? More people tuning in now. I'll tell you what, I busted my finger earlier. You can see that. You gotta look at the camera. Busted it up. How many spots are still available? Lifetime, there is like one spot left. Yearly, there's still a few spots. So if you want any spots, definitely we'll be able to join. What happened? The fridge door happened. You guys can make a fat joke if you want. It's okay. Okay, Trifid, if in the start, before it makes profit of, say, 10%, there's 20% drawn at additional funds. So that's a tricky question. That's up to you, right? It's your money. But if you take a look at the screen here, you can see right now we are in 35,000 of positions. So it's using $35,000 of our account. And we are in a total of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 positions. So this is quite a bit. 12 strategies all at once are in a trade. You guys can ignore the Joey AI right now. So do you need to? The most I've seen personally in the last 4 months is about 41,000. So of margin of our account being used. So the goal would be, I guess, to keep it at 45,000 or higher. But it's your money. I can't tell you how to run it, right? Would I feel comfortable to put more money in? Yes, because it's my bots, and I'm gonna be starting a $50,000 live account with you guys. Just no monthlies, Frank. It's only yearlies and lifetime. Reason for that is It's live accounts only, number one. Okay, it's not prop firms. Okay. And it's meant for the long term. I don't want people going into it with a mindset of I'm going to try it for a month, because that's not a reality, right? So one more time, SBS has been on a bad trade mode for 3 weeks, more often than not, at least for me. Can't monitor every trade. Hope slash assume this is more like what I can use. Yeah. So basically, with Botfolio, we're going to have to match positions here in about a minute and a half when the market reopens, okay? That's pretty much the only time during the day that we'll have to check on the bots. So generally 6 p.m. Eastern, when the market reopens, you're going to want to check on the bots, okay? And we'll go over why in a second. And then when you wake up in the morning, it's always a good idea to check on the bots, make sure everything's synced up, okay? But basically twice a day, 2 minutes per time, max, really. So 5 minutes a day, I would say, you're going to put to manage the bots, okay? So nothing like, hey, let me sit at the screen. It's literally, I'm checking at 6 p.m., I'm checking when I wake up. That's really all you need to do, okay? Is it 41% of 50K or a higher amount? 40. The drawdown? What do you mean 41%? Sorry. The 41K of margin, are you saying? The 41K of margin, so that's based off a 50K account running 1 micro per strategy. So does that make sense there? All right, so market's going to open here in 8 seconds. We're going to position match if we need to. So we're going to just watch here. And okay, so you can see these positions here say false. We're going to have to match them. So we have MGC here. The strategy is flat. We have open position of 2. So we need to go over here, click MGC. Strategies are flat. We're open 2. We need to sell 2. 1. We can disable this. And 2. Okay. Oh, this MGC is actually long, so we need to be long 1. Sorry. Getting a lot of little messages. Okay. Now we have Bitcoin here. You can see 3 Bitcoins. All 3 Bitcoins are flat, and we're long 1. So again, we're just going to sell a Bitcoin there. Okay, now we're matched, and we're good until tomorrow. Let me check something really quick. Hold on, guys. Okay. We still good. So yeah, position match there. That's all we do once at night, and then you just check in the morning to make sure these say true. And again, all this is making sure the strategies are synced with our account. It's normal. It's very normal when running TradeStation algos. Hedge funds that use TradeStation have to do the same thing. It's nothing wrong with the strategies. It's actually TradeStation might be recalculating its data. And that's the main reason, really. TradeStation recalculates the data, or the market's closed, reopen. It could cause a little desync between our account and the strategy. We just resync it, and then we're good for the next day. The assets it uses is right here. We have ES, we have gold, we have Bitcoin, we have NASDAQ, and we have crude oil. So 5 assets there. Trifid, but when it's using 41K margin, I could use 50K or 600K as portfolio has. Yeah, it's just one contract. That's what it'd be. It'd be 41K regardless. So that's the max I've seen personally. Could it be more? Yes, but I mean over the multiple months I've been using it live, I've only seen 41K right about. So, but that's not going to change. Like you'd be using 1 micro generally speaking until you hit 100K in your account. And if you hit 100K, you could do 2 on everything. So doubled, there'd be 80K of margin. Once you hit 150K, you can use 3 micros. You could bump individual strategies if you want. I probably won't be doing that. You can do that if you want. Okay. Today, though, about a $500 gain today on a 50K account. So, about 1% gain today. 1% gain. We can go over the profits of the year so far as well tonight. But what does the match do? Basically, closed any open positions, simply not synced. Yeah, so like positions matching. Again, I was super confused when I first started doing the TradeStation bots. If you Google why does, or ask AI, why does position match become false? It's just a desyncing of the strategy to your account. Nothing wrong with the strategy. Literally just a desyncing. So TradeStation maybe is reloading its data. It's just a simple desync, okay? And all that is we had the strategies here. So we can see here, all our position rows say true. So that means we're perfectly synced and we don't need to touch anything. Okay, so we'll just check back tomorrow morning for like a minute, make sure we're all synced, okay? If they said false, okay, so I'll just show you an example here, even though it'll skew with the profits. Okay, so we'll buy a crude oil here. Okay, so you see how crude oil says false? That's because the strategies here, if you look at these 4 crude oils, all 4 of these crude oils are flat, meaning the strategies aren't in anything. But our account is long 1. So how do we get from long 1 to flat? We just have to sell 1, right? And there we go, we're flat, and everything says true. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be too complicated. We just do that pretty much twice a day. Check in the morning, check at night. That's about it. Trifid, doesn't margin requirements increase when there is PPI, CPI, FMC? I haven't noticed anything. With that. I'd have to get back to you on the for sure answer, but I haven't noticed anything that would mess with the accounts at all. So. There's no need to do a check every 2 to 3 hours. No need. Generally, again, you really just need to check 6 p.m. Eastern when the market reopens. So like we just did, once you know how to do it, it takes 30 seconds, okay? And then when you wake up in the morning, it's always a good idea to check. So think if you're working 9 to 5, wake up in the morning, check before you go to work, make sure they're all matched, go to work, come back, check while you're eating dinner quick for a minute, and you're good to go. So shouldn't be too stressful, shouldn't be too complicated. Literally 2-3 minutes a day is all it'll take once you understand the process. So, and then once a week on Sunday or Saturday when the market's closed, you just restart TradeStation, clear the cache, which we have files that you just double click, does it for you. Super simple process, and you just reopen everything. So that takes maybe 15 minutes to reopen everything. But what about the strategy position as flat opposition long? So this, I see what you're saying there. So if you look at the strategy position, this is 32 unique strategies. Okay, so some of these will say long, some of them will say flat. So here, if we sort it by symbol, this will make more sense. Okay. So here we have MGC. This strategy is long 1. Okay. So this is the only strategy out of the gold that is in a trade. So these other 1, 2, 3 are not in anything. So this is our account open positions. So that's why it says 1 here and flat here. Means this is the only strategy that's in a trade. So we are in a 1 long as well. It just says 1 because that's just our account total. Okay. It's just our account total. Hopefully that makes sense, but everyone will, if you're joining or whatever, you'll have very, very detailed stuff on how to do that, and you'll understand it. We'll do probably weekly calls to make sure everyone's known what to do as well for a while. So, Trifid, does the bots enter / exit trades intra-bar? See, they're using yep, yeah, it doesn't wait for bar closes or anything. Label update. This is just TradeStation. That's not. This isn't like custom to our Botfolio. This is literally just the TradeStation platform here. Daily max loss settings. So the way this works is, I'll show you here. So we have these scalping bots here, okay? Or these are our normal bots, so less scalpy, I call them. And there's 16 bots here, okay? So let's say you have a 25K account. You don't have 50K to put into it. You have a 25K account. This is the portfolio you'd use. You'd use these 16 bots, okay? If you have 50K to put in, you would use this portfolio as well as, let it load, this portfolio. This is more the scalping bots. These are our NASDAQ bots, Bitcoin bots, right? A lot of the bigger money-making bots, also a little more volatile. They all trade together, right? They're all unique. They're all different. They take different setups. They have different profits. There's no max loss, max profit. You don't change any settings. It's not like the NinjaTrader, SBS, Algo, Trendbender, whatever. You don't change settings. You'll basically load this VPS up that we give you. You're going to get a preloaded VPS. It's going to have everything for Botfolio on it. All you do is basically go up here, File, Workspace, Open Workspace. You load up the workspace, okay? You enable them to your account, and that's it. There's no, let me change these settings, right? You're just putting your trust in the bots off of the data, right? And you'll be able to look at the data for each one of these. So we can go here, okay? Right click, we can go to Data, Strategy Performance Report. Okay, so the lifetime of this bot right here. Again, this is pulling the data directly from TradeStation. So it's not like third-party source where I'm back testing. Pulling the data right off the chart from the strategy, okay? And you can see all the trades, by the way, if you click on this. So you can see every trade it's ever taken right here, okay? So this is legit. There's no fake in this. You can see every trade it's ever taken. This bot right here, this NASDAQ bot, it's made 16.2K. You can see the equity curve here. And you can see it's in a drawdown right now. It's normal. A little bit of a bigger drawdown. Again, normal, okay? Peak was at 18.7. We're at 16.2. So this bot's down about 2K, right? Periodical returns, okay? That's based off a 100K account. But long story short, I don't want to spend too much time on this one in particular. You can check all the stats here. Okay, 664 trades, 61% profitable. Average winning trade, 126. I don't know how accurate. That's probably pretty accurate. Biggest winning trade, 780. Right, profit factor, 1.46. Okay, you can click on every single one of these bots and do the same thing. This one, 18,000. This is just with one micro. This bot here, 17,000. This bot here, 19,000, right? They're all going to have slightly different charts, right? You can see equity curve of this one, equity curve of this one. Some of them take a lot less trades, some of them take a lot more trades, okay? You'll be able to look at all that, assess, okay, if you want, but yeah. I already have a chart VPS that I'm currently using an NinjaTrader. Would you help install? So we're using chart VPS, Trifid. You will not be able to load this on your own. Okay, it's going to be, you go to chart VPS, you tell them we sent you with what we instruct you to say, and then you would pay for the VPS because you're gonna want a dedicated VPS for this, and it's gonna come to you preloaded with everything you need. So that's how it's going to work. The VPS costs $70 a month. Think of that just as a business expense, right? Nothing to worry about. You're going to want a dedicated VPS for it anyway. But that's how we can give updates to you guys. So we can preload everything for you. It's really simply just load it up versus having us help each individual person load it up themselves. That's not good for us. So yeah, let me hold on 1 second here. Let me change my screen really quick. Hold on 1 second, and I'm going to show you some stuff here. Okay, let me reshare. Okay. So, this is the main page. It'll be tuned a little bit. Okay, it'll be tuned a little bit, but this is what it's going to look like for you guys. So you're going to get the VPS. It's going to be loaded up pretty much like this. Okay, you're going to have Botfolio group just brings you to the Discord, the setup guide page, okay, which has tons of information on it. It'll have the toolkit, the kill switch. So if you need to force close trade station, you just double click this. Clear your cache, you click this button. And then you're going to click this and import the license key that we give you. So you get an email once you're accepted in the waitlist. You just open this, import your license key, and then you can open TradeStation. Okay, and then you're going to click TradeStation. You're going to sign into your account and load up the bots. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. Then you're pretty much good to go. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Triffin. More questions, guys? There's 9 of you in here. Shoot, feel free to shoot some questions. Love to answer them. I've had a lot of people ask me as well. Let me delete this. Would I have videos on how to do those steps? Yep, we'll have everything you need, Triffin. Everything you need, and I'll be there all the time, per usual. So if there's any confusion, I'll always be there to answer questions. But everything you need, you'll have the info for. So should be an overload of information. But a lot of people have been asking me, can I use a sim account? Like, do I have to use live right away? You don't have to use live right away. Okay, so if you wanted to purchase the yearly, let's say, and test it on sim for 6 months because you were trying to get comfortable with it, really decide, like, do I want to put my money into it? You can use sim for 6 months and then move to live, right? So Triff, if you want to start with sim, that's all good. You don't need to use live right away. You could purchase the yearly, use sim for 6 months, move to live. However long you want, right? You could use it for the whole year if you wanted in sim, right? That's up to you. Nope, it's strictly through Chart VPS, guys, because we have a deal with them, and that's how we can give it to you with the straight up copy of this, with everything that I use for Botfolio loaded on this VPS server. So all you guys have to do is say, hey, Chart VPS, I purchased Botfolio. This is my information. I would like the server. And then they're going to give you a copy of this server within an hour about. And then you'll just be able to sign in, load up, and start messing around with the bots and enabling them. So hopefully that makes sense to all of you. We can go through, if you guys would like, the gains on the year. Okay, so we can go, if you guys want, periodical returns, annual. This is based on a 100K account with 1 micro, so we'd actually just double it for a 50K account. Islander Duke joined a little late. What is the expected lifetime of the Botfolio? For example, level up didn't last for long. Yeah, Botfolio is a completely unique product. Obviously, separate business. It's strictly mine. So, Ben, our developer for the other group, not involved in this. This basically, there's not going to be any other algos with Botfolio. This is it, right? So you guys will have access to this. If you purchase lifetime, you're going to get this. any future updates. Like, let's say one of these strategies, starts to degrade, not perform as well. I would take my own capital and replace that, right? I would replace that strategy. You guys wouldn't have to do anything, right? If I'm replacing a strategy, you get the new strategy, no extra cost, right? If I'm adding a whole nother section of the portfolio, maybe I would, charge a little extra, but that I don't see that on the horizon right now. So the lifetime, I plan for Botfolio to be around for a long time. I can't predict the future, but this is going to be a special bot for sure. I don't know if that answered your question or not, but I tried. Let me know if you want any more clarification. Do you plan to protect from piracy? Yeah, B-Dragon, I'm not very worried about that because I do have it protected. We have license key integration. It's kind of the same as our timeless group. And it's protected. So if you were to try and go in here, okay, studies, edit strategies, and click edit easy language, just to show you. This is where the code would pop up, guys. Okay, it's going to say protection violation. You can't open the code. And if you were to try and say open another strategy here, so let's say you're trying to open, if I can find it here. We're in all. There we go. So we were to try and open this bot here, Botfolio number 1 NQ. Click OK. Doesn't even work. Okay. So very protected, as well as if it were to get out, you can only use this on a live account. It can't be used with prop firms. Okay. Can't be used with prop firms. You'll need to send me your unique customer ID number. So TradeStation, kind of like how NinjaTrader has a machine ID, TradeStation has a customer number. You're gonna have to send me that because a lot of the bots don't even work without sending me that. So a lot of protection. Yeah, should be great. Cameron joined late. Calls are recorded. Yes, this one is recorded. I did remember to click record this time. More questions, guys? Please shoot. But while we're waiting for some questions, I'm going to add all these up. Okay, so I'll just do it on my phone for ease here. We'll go through the gains for this year. Okay, this again pulled directly from TradeStation. It's actually more accurate if we were to do it on the minis, but this will still give us a good estimate. So we're going to multiply this by 2 because TradeStation's default is at 100K. This is built for a 50K account. So yeah, we'll just do that and go from there. I'll actually just pull up a calculator. Triffid said, how do I track performance of the whole portfolio? Does TradeStation provide real-time and a day equity chart? Yeah, they provide real-time, as well as in here you can open a trade manager analysis here. If you open this up, it'll have a real-time equity chart of your account and track performance and stuff. So you can, have a real equity curve of your account there. Okay. So all good there. Let me go through this here. Hopefully this doesn't bore you guys too much because you're all here for a good time. We're going to go through, add up. So this year, the ES bot here, we'll call this ES1 for right now, 0.79%. Okay. That is 1.58% this year for a 50K account because we need to multiply by 2. Okay. So we'll just go through 2025. This one's 0.99. Okay. We'll add that. And we'll just keep adding these up. So this one, We're at 3.5% on the year. This one doesn't have any trades this year. That's okay. They're not all scalpy. Okay. Trifid, we'll have everything. Yeah, we'll have everything you need with the setup guides. So I wouldn't stress about that too much, especially if you're going to be playing around in Sim for a little while. I wouldn't stress that too much. Should all be fairly simple. We'll have all the instructions you need. Trade station's definitely more intimidating than than Ninja Trader, but it's still not too bad. Okay, it's not too bad. So these 4 bots up here, up 4.6% this year. Okay, I'm gonna keep going through these for the year. It'll be a little slow. Takes a little time to just manually add everything up, but should all be good. This bot up 4.22% this year. So just these 5 bots here, guys. If you were to just be running these 5, up 8.8% this year with just these 5 bots. So, you know, if you wanted to just equal the S&P 500, you could just use these 5 bots. But we're only 6 months out of the year. We're not a full year in. So, you know, would it outperform it? I think so. This bot here up 4.38%. This bot here up 1.8%. This bot here, no trades. This CL bot up 0.04, not much. Plus 0.04. This CL bot here up 0.46. Multiply that by 2. Because I can't do math in my head. 0.92% on the year. Move this to the side. This crude oil bot here, we have minus 0.28%. So again, not every bot is going to be a winner, guys. It's a portfolio. It's not a money glitch, right? There's risks. Got to be aware. Okay. This bot up 0.14. If you guys are worried about anything with regards to volatility, you can always just run this portfolio section. So these are 16 bots that are a little less scary, right? There's no NASDAQ. It's just ES, gold, and crude oil. The NASDAQ bots are very, very good. But obviously, NASDAQ is more volatile. So the gains will be big. The losses will also be bigger. So keep that in mind. But this section of the portfolio is actually outperforming the scalpy NASDAQ bots this year anyway. So by quite a bit, I think. This bot up 1.36%. This bot here, this gold bot, gold's been doing really good for us this year. So this bot up 4.26. This gold bot here up, wow, 8.24% with this singular gold bot this year, plus 8.24. And this bot here, no trades. So just to put this into perspective for you guys, okay, on why this is, Botfolio is special, why it's worth it. Well, besides that it was built by a hedge fund guy, 29.5% gains with just the 16 bots you're looking at here, okay? That's if you started from January, ran to now, okay? There's drawdowns, there's swings, right? If you had a $50,000 account, okay, $50,000 account, and you multiply it by 0.295, $14,780 of profit in 6 months. So the lifetime price of Botfolio is $15,000. Very fair price, by the way. Cost me much more to get it developed. If you just ran these bots, which are less scary, less volatile, right? Slower paced, you're going to be in a lot less trades. 29% gains this year. Okay? 29% gains. Okay, and you can see, again, a lot of the other years are the same, right? This gold bot, right? You have to double it because this is based on 100K, or our settings are 50K because it's one contract. So this year it's up 8%. This is the best year in the history of this bot. Last year it made still almost 6% gains. Just this one gold bot, right? And the gains here for the last, since 2014, right? And same thing here. Not every year is good. But you can see the gains every year. It's pretty damn good, right? Pretty damn good, guys. Some bots, you won't get trades all the time, right? But pretty consistent. If you guys have more questions, put them in the chat while we're calculating all this, all right? But 29.5% will go onto the scalping bots, okay? Let me load the scalping bots up. Yep, the commissions, slippage, this is all pulled directly from TradeStation. When we had the bots created, commissions, all that was included. So commissions are pretty cheap on TradeStation as well. It's about 50 cents round trip, if I'm not mistaken, for 1 micro. Okay, so this NASDAQ bot, right? We can see NASDAQ, a bit of a drawdown this year. So if you don't want to run the NASDAQ bots, you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. Generally, they're really good. Okay, but we'll calculate these quick and go over it. So this bot here is minus 2.08%. This bot here is down 2.72%. Again, look at the past years since 2019, right? Pretty good overall. It's not going to be perfect every year. Okay. So this one's minus 4.52. So we're in drawdown, 9% here, okay? On the year of these bots. We're not talking portfolio drawdown here. We're talking individual bot, okay? If you're running the whole portfolio at once, it's going to even out, right? If NASDAQ and ES bots aren't doing as well, that's when the gold bots are hopefully doing well, okay? This bot here is plus 0.5. This NASDAQ bot is plus 0.24. This NASDAQ bot here is 2.87 times 2, 5.74. Okay. This NASDAQ bot here, minus 2.16. Hopefully you guys aren't getting bored. I see a couple of people dropping out. It's good information though, so that's okay. This NASDAQ bot here, 0.47 times 2, so plus 0.94. Okay. So in total, these 8 NASDAQ bots are down about 4% combined. Okay. So not the best so far this year. Okay. Let's move this here. This ES bot here is plus 1.08 this year. Sorry, 1.12. This ES bot here is minus 0.34. So we're almost done. Almost done, guys. This one minus 0.58. This one is plus 1.08. This Bitcoin bot down 0.66. The Bitcoin is going to be much more accurate looking at the minis versus the micros, but that's okay. This one minus 1. What's that? Can't do the math. I'm too tired today. Minus 1.46. This one minus 0.88. And this ES bot is minus 0.5. So this portfolio here, the scalping portfolio, is negative 6.2% this year. Okay. If you add that in to the non-scalping bots, which are, wait for it to load, these bots here, we are looking at a grand total of 23.2% this year. So if you ran the whole portfolio all year, okay, you'd be still up 23.3% this year. The average yearly return for these bots are around 70%. So we're a little below average this year. It's still pretty damn good though, considering NASDAQ and ES are not really up anything on the year, pretty much where we started. And our portfolio is up 23.2%. And again, if you wanted to just run the non-scalpy bots right here, ES, gold, and crude oil, those are up 29%. So up to you which bots you run, okay? But yeah. Do people have more questions? There's not really a lot of more questions in the chat here. Hopefully we've kind of answered some. But for people that are on the wait list, oh yeah, let me read that in a second. For people that are on the wait list, more information will be sent out this week because we are planning on releasing this weekend. Is there a situation that needs TradeStation to restart? What happens to the strategies that were in a trade when TradeStation is hung, restarted, or lost data feed? When TradeStation is restarted, the strategy starts retracking the live trades. Yeah, so pretty much, I mean, I could show you here. I don't want to just because it takes like 15 minutes to do it, just to let it load. But yeah, if TradeStation were to freeze, that's when you would use the kill switch here. It force closes it. You just simply reopen TradeStation. Okay. And then from there, you're going to click, OK, open stuff from previous workspace. And then you're going to go up here, File, Workspace, and you're going to load up the workspaces. Okay. From there, everything will be synced up still. Okay. So as long as it didn't enter, the strategies didn't enter any trades while you, like 2 minutes during your restart, everything's going to stay the same. Nothing to sweat, right? It's not like the strategies are going to get desynced from doing that. So pretty much everything stays the exact same. You're just going to reopen it. Okay. The only way something would be desynced is if a strategy entered a trade during the couple minutes you were restarting TradeStation. But everything would stay exactly the same. The limits would be there. Everything would be the same. Just need time to analyze. This is recorded. I'll post it. I'll post it afterwards. Yep, post it afterwards. But yeah, definitely I would encourage you guys to get on the wait list this week if you're interested. Planning to release this weekend. And remember, you can run sim as long as you want to feel comfortable. So in NinjaTrader, we would have to enable the bots, same with TradeStation. Yeah, so you'll usually get prompted once you enable everything for the first time and save it. So you can see in the top left corner, we have a green and red SA. That's strategy automation. That means they're all enabled. Once you enable them all for the first time, you're just gonna right click and save your workspace. And then from there, the next time you open TradeStation, it should prompt you with a box like, do you want to open the workspace with everything enabled? You click yes, everything opens enabled, and you're good to go. For the first timer, when you're first getting stuff set up, you're going to have to go into the edit strategies and automate right here. Okay, that's about it. How would we know if froze if we aren't checking? Yeah, you can access it. It's a VPS, so you can access it mobile. I'll tell you guys, I never had it freeze. I've never had that issue. Not something you're gonna have to worry about, in my opinion. But yeah, worst case scenario, you can always log into TradeStation via the web and close your positions. I've obviously never had to do that. I've never had it freeze on me during the day. Yeah, Frank, I'll be posting it once it's over. So, yeah, do you guys have more questions? Bots are up 23% this year. The non-scalping bots are up 29% this year. So even if you had a 25K account, right? I mentioned the 25K account, you would only be using the non-scalpy bots, okay? So you'd still be using one micro, 25,000, and you're up 29%. Well, you'd actually be up, that's based off of 50K, still one micro. You'd be up 14.5K on a 25K account. Does that sound good to anyone? Does that sound good to anyone? I think it sounds pretty good. So you're up 58% this year based off of a 25K account balance, right? Just from running the normal production here. Okay. So these bots have been doing extremely well this year. The NASDAQ bots have caused the majority of the drawdown. Again, you don't have to use these NASDAQ bots, but if you check the performance reports, you can see long term these bots have done extremely well. It's in a drawdown phase, yes, but they've done extremely well, right? 2022, this single bot that we have clicked here made about 11% gains, right? This bot here, same thing. 2022 was a fantastic year for these bots, but I've been running on Sim since the start of the year. Everything matches up perfect. I'm going to be running live when we release because I felt like that was the proper thing to do. Start using my own money when I give it to you guys. So that is the plan. Hopefully that's good with everybody. But yeah, any more detailed questions, guys? I do have it recorded so I can post on YouTube with a link so you guys can watch it when I upload that. So any more questions? Otherwise, we'll call it a night here. And again, for anyone on the wait list, you'll be getting information this week, so we can hopefully get you in this weekend and have a great time helping everyone get set up next week. If you're debating about the wait list, I would encourage you to do it. It's an investment in yourself. You can run Sim as long as you want, right? Find what bots you want to do. You don't have to use all of them. I'm going to use all of them. But you can run Sim as long as you want. Wait until you're comfortable and go from there, right? But if there's no more questions, we're going to end it. So hopefully everyone had a good night. If you have more questions, DM me. I'll answer them. And I will end this recording here.